In Blabel, each of you will speak a different fictional language, and you'll have to learn to communicate using only the languages of the game to build the Tower of Blabel. Each of you has a unique dictionary that teaches you how to say the words of the game in your unique language. There are 4 materials, 4 objects, and words for yes and no. Each turn, one of you will be the foreman. The foreman's goal is to pick a construction card and explain it to the rest of the players. When someone thinks they know what the foreman is talking about, they can make a guess, touching the cards in the middle of the table. If the guess is correct, the foreman places the construction card on the table, advancing the development of the Tower of Blabel. To understand each other, you'll have to find similarities between the languages, remember each other's words, and keep a clear communication. If you build the 3-floor tower before you run out of turns, you win the game. Now that you know what the game's about, let's start with the setup. First, place the reference cards on the table, keeping the order of materials and objects random. Place the 4 turn tokens with the day side up and leave some space to build the tower. Then, shuffle and deal 3 construction cards to each player. These cards are private. Also, give a builder token to each player, and place it with the available side up. Give the foreman token to a player of your choice. They will be the first foreman. And now, it's time to put together the dictionaries. Pick one kind of front cover, blue or red, and deal 1 to each player. Do the same thing with the back covers. It doesn't matter if the colors of the front and the back are not the same. Pick a set of language cards. Each set is defined by the color of the bookmark in its cards. In this case, we'll pick the dark blue set. Deal 1 of these cards to each player in secret. Each player now puts their language card between the front and back cover, forming a small dictionary. As you can see, the cards could be placed in 2 ways, with a bookmark on the material side or on the object side. Pick one and make sure everyone places their card in the same way. This is really important, so pay attention. Now, everyone has their dictionaries and everything is set up. It's time to start the game. Each turn, one of you is the foreman. The foreman picks a construction card from their hand and tries to explain the material and the object to the rest of the players using only the languages of the game. At the beginning, it's hard to understand each other, so the foreman can't do much to explain what's in their card. They can simply say the words, in this case, Dilonak and Yor. Some of your words might sound similar. Try to find the similarities to help you understand each other. For example, Dilonak, Dilong. When you think you understand the foreman or want to make a guess, you can touch the reference cards. First, 1 material, and then 1 object. If both are correct, the foreman places the construction card in the Tower of Blabel. Regardless of the success, the player that tried to guess flips their builder token, so it's now red. This basically means that they can't guess until all the other players have tried to guess. I'll explain that in a second. After 1 player tried to guess, the turn ends. Here's what you have to do. Turn 1 day token into night. If now all tokens are night, flip them and remove 1 from the game. If you remove the last token, you've run out of turns. Now, pass the foreman token to the player to the right. If all the other players have their token in red, make all tokens green, including the foreman's. And that's basically it. Play until you build the 3 floors of the tower or you run out of turns. The conversation is the most important part of the game. The communication is open. Everyone can talk at any time. You can get very creative with your conversation, but here are a few things that you can and cannot do. Saying words in any language of the game, even if you make small mistakes, like saying Tomoka instead of Temeka. Making gestures to indicate words. like mimicking stares with your hands. Making other gestures, like nodding with your head, gesturing I don't know or repeat, or showing one finger to indicate material or two to indicate object. Saying your names and pointing at players. Speaking a real-world language or making up words. Pointing at the cards on the table, except when you are trying to guess. Using the order of the words to give clues, for example, reading all your words in order. Here are some tips to make your game more enjoyable. Try to use words that the rest of the players know instead of your own. During the first few turns, understanding each other is very hard. Don't be afraid to fail, since you can learn a lot from every mistake. Agree on the words for yes and no early in the game, for example, nodding your head and saying your word for yes. You can use the word for no to indicate what you don't want to build. Even if your token is red, you can help your teammates. You're ready to play! Don't worry if your first game doesn't go well. The second one always goes better. After a couple of games, move on to the advanced game mode for more fun and a bigger challenge. If you want to play again, simply repeat the setup, choosing different covers, language cards, and or making the bookmark face the other side. There's a lot of different variations. Funalito Strignot! Let's play!